Good morning, everybody. My name is Chris De La Guardia, and welcome to Sagebrook Home. I'm the National Sales Manager for the company, and we're going to start today giving you a brief walkthrough of Elevarre, which is our newest launch collection that we debuted last year. And I think you're going to be very excited with what you're going to see. Within Elevarre, there are 7 collections. The first collection is called Tribeca, and Tribeca is an inspiration of New York City loft meets tribal. Each of the collections within Elevarre are curated, I would say, with a little bit more intent, meaning that the finishes, the materials are very cohesive, and it's a very transitional palette. And I think that'll be described visually when you see this. This is going to have a little bit darker material and finish use with the leather and the darker woods. But you also see a lot of the texture that we're incorporating on the wall art, which we have utilized a lot of plaster within. And quartz granite, travertine, marble. We have a new introduction over here which uses pyrite. So we have a lot of different materials. And again, I think scale, and hopefully that's coming through visually, you'll see that it's much taller, bigger, wider, etc. So that is Tribeca, and now we're going to move into the next collection. Okay, so we are now in Savona, which is our second collection. And Savona is going to be more of a black and white story, a little bit softer palette, but we still, again, are using marble as a material. You'll see travertine in here, a lot of the plaster textured wall art, big scale. Within this Elevarre collection, we do a lot of massing out with our wall art. I would say our wall art's probably one of our fastest growing categories, as well as the furniture. So each of the collections within Elevarre have a lot of furniture pieces incorporated, which is a little bit different than Sagebrook. It's basically the foundation of each of these collections. Okay, so this collection is called Bartholomew, and Bartholomew takes on a little bit more of a masculine viewpoint, more industrial. There's a lot of leather, a lot of marble, again, the textured wall art that you see in here. Some beautiful pieces, for example, this cabinet with these ribbed fronts, marble hardware on the handles. All of our cabinets have a soft close European hinge. That's a standard feature with all of Elevarre.
Nice. That's really nice.
Now we're in a collection called Celine, and unlike Bartholomew, which is more masculine, Celine takes on a much more feminine view. Softer palette, a lot more blushes, champagne golds incorporated, acrylics. The acrylic tables, accent tables, coffee tables have been received extremely well. And again, I think when you take a look at the color tone, you see a much lighter, again, more feminine viewpoint.
Plus it has all the curves, which is feminine, the shapes. Really pretty.
Okay, so this is a brand new collection for us. This is called Capri. It blends into the next collection that we'll talk about called Chiseled. This has much more of a taupey sand finish on the application of the fabric and also on the materials that we're using with marble. You can see the color tone, but you'll also see that this has a coastal influence, and you can see a lot of the definition in the colors coming through here. This has been received extremely well. It is transitional though into chiseled. And what else is really cool about throughout the entire Elevarre collection is we have incorporated 3D printing. So all these vases that you see have a similar characteristic. This is done by a printer, which is really cool. We had so much success with the 3D printing that we introduced 3D printed lamps.
That's crazy.
Market. So we have a few different variations, but we launched this in Atlanta last week. Customers were just ecstatic about it. A lot of quartz resin also is within the collection.
So this is all 3D printed?
No, so that's 3D printed. This is 3D printed, and if you take a look at the variations,
yeah,
they all have a similar characteristic, and these are all 3D printed. This is the quartz resin or marble. Okay, so from Capri, this is where it crosses over into Chisel. Chisel again has more of that natural organic viewpoint. We use a lot of hair on hide on some of our statement pieces like this console, as well as the bench that's over here. And we also have a left and right pier that does very well for us. But again, a lot of marble in here, a lot of, again, more 3D printed. What's different about in this collection, the 3D printed, is that we have a lot more color tones versus just the white. So that's been a new introduction that's really fun.
Great.
What's noteworthy about the collection in Elevarre, it's not just the sofa, the beautiful chairs, but we're getting a lot of incredible feedback on our occasional tables. The reason why is that they're very unique. People are wanting something different. So you can see how we have this particular configuration that nests together, but it's different, and people love this type of look.
They do. It's really nice. Sweeping view.
A lot more 3D printing in here. You can see how we're using a lot more of the color. Travertine, large scale pieces. But the other thing too with Elevarre that's made it so successful is we obviously went to a much more transitional viewpoint, but everything ties together. It doesn't have to be this only fits in this collection. Everything crosses over. It was done intentionally that way because this is our view, but a lot of people want to take different pieces and put them in other collections, and it works very well.
Nice.
Couple things here. We introduced Italian blown glass this market. This is Murano glass from Italy. Very proud of the execution of it, and the pricing is amazing. These pieces, large scale, hopefully it's coming through. It's $90.
Wow.
We have new console pieces here with this ribbed framework. And there's a collection to this with coffee table and end table. That's a new introduction.
I love the shape.
That brings us into the last collection, which is called Fauna. And Fauna has more of a botanical viewpoint. And we use a lot of inspirations with this pistachio green influence.
I love it.
That's been trending very well for us. So that's a quick overview of Elevarre, and I hope you like what you see.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
It's interesting influence of it kind of has a little bit of a kidney shape, but then it has those mid-century modern legs.
Yep.
So using a lot of different influences, but.
So how many designers are part of Sagebrook to do all the furniture?
So we actually have two different product development teams. We have a group that handles Sagebrook, and then we have a group that handles Elevarre. The team that's on Elevarre really does comb around the globe. They just recently got back from Portugal, but they're in Italy. They're in all parts of the world, taking a look at the influences and then bringing it back at the values that we need here in the United States. And they've done an excellent job curating this line, but also making it unique so it's not commodity. You see this everywhere, but it's soft enough that it's applicable very well for this country. So they've done an incredible job, like I said, just tailoring everything here. And since we launched last October, the reviews have just been just amazing, and it's growing extremely fast. So we have 2,000 SKUs now, and we anticipate to have another 1,000 here within 6 months.
Awesome. That's
It's
amazing.
not that the industry's just changed. So welcome everybody. Now we're on the Sagebrook side. And on the Sagebrook side, we're going to start with a collection called Cassia. Cassia is a little bit more of a transitional palette. You'll see a lot more influences of terracotta, petrified wood, and obviously you'll see some beautiful curated furniture that ties into this whole theme that we've explored on this side. We're introducing some really unique pieces. I'll start with this here. This is a collection of different shelves and bookcases. This is actually solid wood with a cement veneer. We have two different finishes in the charcoal black and then an off-white that you can see across the hall. But these pieces have been exceptionally received just because they're unique and they have a little bit of a mid-century feel. Pieces have a very unique characteristic. This is petrified wood. And it is a beautiful statement piece. We also have it on this cocktail table. And our customers love this look. These are all natural materials. No two will ever look alike.
Nice.
But they have beautiful color variations within.
They're beautiful. So Chris, is that what you ride home? Your motorcycle?
So at Sagebrook, we obviously have incredible, unique pieces. It's one of our statement trends and why people love us, because we do some very unusual things.
Yeah.
So this is a solid mango, hand-carved, true to scale Harley Davidson motorcycle.
That's awesome.
And we just had to reorder a whole new container of it because we sold through the first couple of them. So people love these little statement pieces for their store. I think that's part of not just from a design part of the business, but even at the retail, people want something that's unusual. It's a showstopper.
Yeah.
So we just transitioned out of Cassia. This collection is called Fable, and Fable is our black and white story with tones of gray. So you can see that within the palette. A lot of the blacks, of course. And yeah, you'll see a lot of incredible looking mirrors in here, larger scale accent pieces. Beautiful new sofa that we just introduced. This is vegan leather.
Oh, nice.
And this is the new, this kind of snuggle bag boucle has been really popular for us. Large scale. So yeah, again, like the Harley Davidson unique pieces.
I love it.
Okay, so this is called Ambrosia. Ambrosia is our quintessential Sagebrook, how it kind of all started with a lot of the metallics, the golds, the silvers. This is our gold and white story. And obviously there's, I think you'll just see throughout the influences that we have here. But beautiful, again, statement furniture pieces and a lot of overscale tabletop. You can see this on these leaner, we hang this mirror, but nice chunky, 4-inch millimeter boards that we're using on the sides, but very large overscale. And that's one of the themes that has brought a lot of success to this collection. Okay, so we just stepped out of our white gold ambrosia story. This is our coastal influence. It's called Shorefront. And I think it speaks for itself. You can just see the palette that's in here, softer tones, and a lot of those jewel tones for the coastal market. Collection, which you immediately start seeing tones of green, not just on the upholstery, but also on the marble table. This is called Enchanted Forest. Enchanted Forest, that's the way to describe it, is a modern anthropology play.
That artwork is very cool.
I mean, and that sofa definitely has a modern lodge feel.
Well, and I love that table with the balls in it. That's such a cool shape.
So this room is called Serenity. Serenity is a lot more of that natural, organic. It does cross over from Shorefront, which was more of the coastal influence, but you can see how everything ties together. But yes, more of a natural organics in here. And then right across, this is called Blanche, which is a new collection for us. This has tones of gold, but it's more of the brassy gold, not the yellow gold. So it's definitely toned down. But again, a lot of natural organic finishes, materials, fabrics that we use here.
That collection over there, this version would be great for Colorado.